Kia ora anō tātou. Tēnei he rāno mō mātou e tūwhirahia te waka ki a koutou, te nui te rahi. Koutou e tautoko ana te Hekenga ki Kiwa o tō tātou nei waka. Ngahiraka Mai Tawhiti I runga I tō hokinga mai ki te kāinga ki Aotearoa. We have our UNESCO whānau coming on board this morning to talk to James Tremlett, our navigator, who found Niue earlier on the voyage to Samoa.
Whereabouts are you, and when are you expected home?
So we left Aotearoa about 6 weeks ago now, on I think the 20th of September, and we had the first leg, or the first half of the voyage up to Samoa, took us 23 days. That was via Rangitahua and then Niue and then to Samoa, so 3 different navigations. And then we had about 5 days in Samoa, turned around, refit our waka, spent some time with the community of Potaki there that was hosting us. And then yeah, I think we're on about day 17 now of our journey home, and probably it will end up being around about the same countries. This last leg from Rangitahua back to Aotearoa, that's 530 nautical miles, and we're about 200 miles into that now. So we've got about 2/3 of that final leg left. But at the moment, we've got really good winds. We've got some good speed up on our waka, so hoping to do that last bit not too long a time.
You, as your time on the waka has gone on, your observations of tohu are obviously the most important, and how you think that changes in, for example, the climate will impact our relationship with tohu and our understanding of tohu as well, if you think there is one.
Yeah, that's good, Papa. We were talking about that the other day too, because I had asked one of my close friends, maybe last year, if he had, because he's got a lot of whakapapa around Aotearoa, and if he adds like gas emissions or, carve it into his whakapapa of Aotearoa, because it reflects, Aotearoa is about the reflection of taiao, especially now thinking. But the whakapapa that our tupuna had doesn't reflect the taiao that we have today. And how do we understand the taiao today in a way that's still a Māori way of thinking? And because our weather, we had checked the weather in Samoa before leaving, and everything that we saw in Samoa was not what we saw out on the ocean. And so the tohu that we have today, it's a bit difficult, because if it's raining at home, I just go inside my house and I don't really, I'm not like my tupuna that actually lived in it. Or if I get cold and I put a jacket on, where they, felt everything. So the tohu that we have and the knowledge systems that we have was based on a different time. And so a part of what I think this kaupapa needs to go to is to identify the tohu that we have now, and then that reflecting the taiao that we have now is a big part of the research that I think navigators could be a part of, because it's we can read the stars and the sun and the moon quite well, and still the current winds and stuff, but weather, cloud formation is a lot different. And so that's probably an area that we could kind of strengthen on. And I think understanding a bit more what's happening globally in terms of climate change would benefit that.
The decade reminds us that, reminds us that with science on its own, it can't solve everything. So from your perspective, how can traditional voyaging and Indigenous knowledge help us face the challenges that our ocean is facing?
Yeah, I think being a part of the ocean is a big kind of part that's missing within the world. And Jacko had said something that was simple last year, where he said, the ocean hides the world's tragedy beautifully. That was there because there aren't many people going out into the ocean to see what's actually happening. And I believe that Indigenous knowledge and traditional voyaging can bridge that gap, because if we can get more waka out to connect more to the ocean, and being a part of the ocean, there is like one thing about collecting data, and there's another thing about being a part as if the ocean, you are the ocean and the ocean is you. And so if traditional knowledge and Indigenous systems and science can come together and form something together where they complement each other, because we don't have all the data, but in terms of being a part of the ocean, that's something that I think would help science, and also just people in general. And, simple things like about understanding plankton, and how plankton gives a lot of the oxygen to the world, which I learned from James. It's crazy that it's not really spoken about, and so maybe if we can get out more, then that'll help.
Talking about modern ocean science, do you see opportunities for voyaging and modern ocean science to work side by side? And how would you guys think that would look like in practice?
Yeah, no, totally. We definitely see the way that we do things can work together with sort of other approaches to science, into learning about the ocean. It's all kind of complementary. And on a practical level, there are some of the voyaging societies around that do little scientific monitoring as we go along, and we've done some of that in the past as well on old coastal sails. Things like looking for microplastics as we go. We had special trawls built for that. 1 year we did a plankton study with some of our rangatahi on board as well. So that's just a beginning example.
We're showing, the tamariki on our outreach, how the waka can bring knowledge of our tupuna to them, but we're also able to go in there and talk about some of those projects that we're involved in. It's always been a very close connection between Mātauranga Māori and Western science, even though Western science don't understand or realize this very well. Our knowledge of the stars, I actually compromise myself with the fact that those same satellites are enabling us to talk to you. So we are connecting Western science to our waka, and we're connecting that into a space where we're trying to retain the knowledge that we have, so that we can understand, the powerful place that our ancestors were in when they first left to discover Te Moananui Kiwa. The ocean doesn't separate us; the ocean joins us. That's how we have to look at it, and that's how it is for Pacifica peoples. And if you think about it, all those islands that are connected by the ocean and are traversed by our waka over thousands of years, that was us connected. That was not us separated. And today we're reconnecting those places, and we're trying to do it in a way that retains the knowledge that our ancestors had, with the knowledge that we're relearning. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you two for your coming on today, and as youth advisors for the Decade of the Ocean, I'm hoping that you'll also promote the fact that that Indigenous peoples throughout Polynesia, Micronesia, and Melanesia are all one people. We're people of our ocean. What we should be realizing is that's a powerful thing. If we were to come together, we'd be the greatest nation on the planet.